When Rav Ahron Kotler came to New York City from Kobe, Japan, he met with a small group of students at Penn Station on the railroad platform, and he said, "Together, we will rebuild Torah right here in America." After the devastations of the Holocaust, Rav Ahron felt that it's only through Torah Lishma that we could rebuild our nation. He said Torah is the life force behind the Jewish people, and it's with that we need to reestablish centers of Torah and Yerushalayim right here in America. And that passion for real Torah led him to opening the Lakewood Yeshiva in 1943 with only 1 million of Talmidim, and it grew to what it is today with 9 Batei Midrashim, over 6,000 Talmidim, and numerous satellite kollalim all around the world. Through his wisdom and his dedication, he imparted to his Talmidim and to all of Klal Yisrael a love and a respect for Torah learning that was unheard of here in this country beforehand. And he didn't just teach this, he lived it. For example, one of his drivers was describing a typical day with Rav Ahron, and he would take him around to run all of his errands, and he ate a small breakfast, and right after that he got busy the entire day. The yeshiva office, going to philanthropists, and after this long and busy day and not getting home till around midnight, he had this excruciating look on his face, and he said, "Oi, I haven't learned anything today." Despite talking and learning to the driver and opening a sefer whenever he could, he felt that he didn't do any real learning that day, and immediately he took a Gemara and started to learn. Rav Ahron was the Manig Hador, and as such, he was always attuned to the needs of Klal Yisrael. As the leading Rosh Hashiva, he was the head of the Moetzes Gedolei HaTorah. He set Aguda policies on many issues. He led Torah Masorah, and he was so focused on building yeshivas all over the continent. And this wasn't just in America. In the 1950s, when Israel was an emerging country, Rav Ahron said that we need to start building yeshivas right away. And it's with that Chinuch Atzmoi was born, creating an environment where over 10,000 Jewish children are learning Torah today. And most notably were his passionate efforts on behalf of the Vad Hatzalah, saving Yiddish and neshamas from the horrors of the Holocaust, even though he spoke very minimal English, but nothing got in Rav Ahron's way in order to save even one Jew. Noted Askan Mr. Irving Bunim recalled how one night when Rav Ahron wasn't well, and it was raining, and it was snowing outside, Rav Ahron trekked all the way to Washington and went around late at night from office to office in order to save people from the Holocaust. He reached out to anyone and everyone that could possibly help, even a mafia boss and a fascist newspaper editor, to see what could they do to save Jewish lives. He sent money to people starving in Siberia. He got visas to get people out of Europe, and he would raise hundreds of thousands of dollars to bribe the Nazis to save Jewish souls. One time, when he was meeting with the U.S. Secretary of Treasury, Henry Morgenthau, he was asking him for help to be able to bribe the Nazis to be able to save Jews. And Henry Morgenthau said, "No, that's totally against policy. We can't bribe the enemy." And Rav Ahron looked at him with fire in his eyes and he said, "Maybe you're afraid of losing your position, but I want you to understand that the life of even one Jew is worth more than your entire position." And with that, Morgenthau understood the message, and he said, "I too am a Jew, and I too am going to help." And his Avas Yisrael was beyond. There's a story told about a Yid named Reb Leibele, whose entire family was wiped out during the Holocaust. And he settled in Lakewood, and he made Beis Medrash Gavoa his second home. And on Yom Kippur, he went over to Rav Ahron, and he told him, "I'm not feeling well." And Rav Ahron put his arm around him, and he said, "No worries, go back to your room and rest up." Well, after Mincha, Rav Ahron called over one of the Talmidim and said, "I want you to go to Reb Leibele's room and daven Ne'ilah over there. If he's up to it, you'll daven together with him. But if not, just daven there by yourself next to him." And the Talmud, shocked, looked at Rav Ahron and said, "Rebbe, but it's Ne'ilah, the most important tefillah of the year." And Rav Ahron looked at him and he said, "I'm talking about chesed for an Alta Yid, and you're telling me about Ne'ilah?" And it was on the 2nd of Kislev, 5723, that we lost Rav Ahron. But his legacy still lives on, and it's incumbent upon all of us to think about his tremendous Avas Yisrael, his incredible love for Torah, and ask ourselves, what can we do right now to carry on the message of Rav Ahron Kotler?